Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Ubermacht Sentinel in Grand Theft Auto Online. You can buy this thing on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, or of course you can get it for free off of the street. Anyway guys, let's hop right in. We're going to start working on this thing. Now some things on this vehicle are actually already upgraded. I believe the engine is, and the turbo and the transmission as well, but the armor and the brakes have been left alone, so we're going to upgrade those. I actually de-customized this car in order to make this because I wasn't super happy with my original customization, so we're redoing it. For the front bumpers, we can do an exposed intercooler or a exposed intercooler with splitter and canards. Not a huge fan of it, but I think we're going to go for it because I kind of have an idea of what I want to go for with this thing. So we're going to put that on. For the rear bumper, we are going to probably just go for the carbon rear diffuser. We don't really need the tow hook, so just the carbon rear diffuser should be good enough. Engine is upgraded, of course. The exhaust, we can do a dual exit, titanium, or a big bore. I kind of like the titanium, so we're gonna go for that one. For the hood, we could do a carbon hood if we wanted to. I'm not really a fan of it, but for this build, no, I don't think we're gonna go for it. For the lights, we are gonna go xenon, of course. For the plate, yellow on black. For the respray, I think I have kind of a bit of a different idea for this thing. I think I want to go for, like, I don't know, a weird color. Like, I think I want to experiment with pearlescence a little bit. So we're gonna go for like a midnight silver for the primary, and for the secondary color, we are gonna go with a matte. For the secondary, we're gonna go with a metallic black to highlight the side skirts and the roof as well. Now, for the pearlescent on this color, I think I want to go for a blue actually, and I think I would like to go for like a diamond blue. Give the car kind of a weird, like, blue but also, you know, dark gray color. I think it looks kind of sick, so we're gonna go for this. The roll cage, we could add one. Honestly, I think for this build I actually will add it. The side skirts, I think we probably are gonna go for them. Let's do it, why not? The spoiler, we can add a lip spoiler, a mid-level spoiler, a high level, or a carbon wing. For this build, I do want to actually go with the carbon wing. For the suspension, we are going to lower this thing down as far as we can go. Transmission is already upgraded, and so is the turbo as well. The wheels, I think I want to go for some cheetah carbon R's maybe? They do look pretty good on this car, I feel like. And it does match up with some of the other carbon accents that we have, so I think we're actually going to go for them. Why not? The wheel color, we are going to go black, I think. Bulletproof tires are already equipped. And last but not least, let's tint the windows all the way out. This thing looks pretty mean, I think. I actually kind of like this. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, so I'm happy that it turned out this way. Let's take it down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and a review. Okay guys, let's see what this thing actually sounds like. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound that great either. I'm going to say the exhaust sound in this car is a 4 out of 10 because it's not that great. It's nothing really unique, but it doesn't sound like terrible either. But I feel like Rockstar, you know, could have done better. However, it was released with the game all the way back in 2013, so we can't really be too mad about it. Let's see. Off the line, car is pretty good. I believe this thing is rear wheel drive only. I'm about 100% sure of that, but just in case you guys don't believe me, there you go. The car is rear wheel drive only. Now let's get into the actual performance review of the car. Oh yeah. This color, I feel like it looks really good in the sunlight actually. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Yeah, that looks pretty sick, I think. The Sentinel is not known for being the fastest car ever, but it's also not known for being the slowest. For a car that you can get off of the street in Grand Theft Auto, I don't think the Sentinel is bad at all. It actually handles really nicely too. Of course, as I say that, I drive off the road. My bad. Went a little too fast into that corner. It does actually handle pretty nicely. We're gonna see that more in the handling test coming up ahead. But the overall acceleration of the car is pretty darn good for what it is. Now, it's not... Oh my god. Yikes. It's not the greatest ever, but it's also not the worst either. So, for what the car actually is, you know, being like a, I want to say $80,000 car, it's got pretty darn good acceleration. Now, as for the handling, the car definitely does have a bit of understeer, but like it just did right there, it also can oversteer. So it's a delicate balance. Overall, I would prefer if this car oversteered a little bit more than it does right now, if it meant getting rid of some of that understeer that it actually has. With that being said, though, it's not like undrivable or even really annoying. It's just there, and you can sort of feel it, but it's honestly not that bad. The more I drive it, the less I'm sort of feeling it. So, you know, overall, the handling of this car, it's not so bad. Especially for being under $100,000, you can't really complain. Of course, I do have the spoiler on it too, which does help with that, but it's not helping that much, I don't think. Overall, I'm gonna say the handling on this car, for what it is, I'm gonna go ahead and say the handling is. I'm gonna go ahead and say the handling is a 8 out of 10. There's nothing like wrong with it, I would just like if it had a little bit more grip. So I'm gonna say the handling is about an 8 out of 10. Maybe 7.5. I feel like I should say 7.5. I think the handling is actually a 7.5 out of 10. So, you know, still really good, you know, better than most cars in the game, that's for sure. Overall, the acceleration of the car, especially for what it actually is pretty darn good. I'm gonna give the acceleration on the car actually an 8 out of 10. Now, you gotta keep in mind, this is based on the price point of the car. If this car was, you know, $500,000 and it accelerated like this, it would not be an 8 out of 10. But for being an $80,000 or $85,000 car, I think the acceleration is pretty impressive. So we're gonna go for that. The overall look of the car and its realism, this thing is based off of a 3 Series BMW. So like the 335i, the 328i, or the M3. It definitely has elements of all of those cars. It doesn't look 100% accurate, but it's also, you know, pretty close. So I'm gonna say the overall look of the car, I'm gonna say it's probably about an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go for that. And as far as customization goes, this car has a decent amount of options, but it's definitely not the most I've ever seen. I'm gonna say the customization is a 6 out of 10. Anyway guys, I think that's pretty much it for the customization and the review today. Let me know what you thought of my customization in the comments down below. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it or if you learned something. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.